Hi, Gloria Lybecker here with Healing You. Today's post is specially dedicated to all of you folks out there that support others. You might be a therapist, you might be a doctor, you might be a psychotherapist or a coach working in health and wellness. And sometimes when we are about this work, we can feel exhaustion. And we keep doing our best to power through, to make a difference, because our work in the world really does matter to so many lives. And yet what can happen when we're going down that powering through, we can end up lacking healthy boundaries and take on more than we need to or that's good for us. We may find it difficult to be able to say no when somebody asks for support or help, even though we've already put in all of our shift or we already have a full schedule. And if we continue down that path, then some of us may start to get frazzled and not be able to track our schedules so well or all the details that we're holding. And then we can start to communicate with a lack of clarity. And we can fall down into this place that has no motivation at all, and we can just feel so tired. And this can come in many different ways. I noticed, let me tell you one of my stories. The other day I got an email from my accountant and sent with me a report about the taxes, a tax report. And immediately inside, I had my voice that said, oh, I'm never going to get ahead, or there's nothing I can do. And I caught that thought. I thought, wait a minute, where did that come from? And I noticed in my body that I felt distressed, I felt worried, detached, depleted, and discouraged. And so what I recognized underneath that, when I took the time to get into the shadow of that, the beliefs, was that it was coming from a sense of scarcity. And there was anxiousness, so some catastrophizing about the future. And also powerlessness. I thought, whoa, I better slow that down a little bit. And so what I did is I took time to get into my heart and just to sit with my body and with that felt sense experience, to slow time down and recognize, where did this originate? And the power of the heart is astonishing. What I was so surprised with was I went back to a memory of being a really little girl. I might have only been about 2. And my dad was holding me and he was going to introduce me to this new uncle. And I was scared of this uncle. And I remember just withdrawing and trying to pull away. And I wanted my mommy. And I didn't know where she was. And I remember my dad and my uncle, they were both laughing, and I wasn't finding anything funny. I was just scared and I wanted my mom. And out of that, then I ended up with these beliefs of I am unsafe. People are mean, I am frightened, and I am powerless. So I really needed that, I was needing safety and security. And I was really needing the love that would offer that experience for especially a little one. And as I sat with that surprising memory of where my body first felt that level of distress and worry, that I would even have that internal experience of detaching from my experience and feeling a sense of depletion, of not enoughness, and how the child self was drawn to the mother image of love and of safety and security. And so as I sat with that and just allowed my inner experience to recognize that origin, I felt tenderness. And I felt really in touch with the innocence that is our birthright. And I felt very protective of that. And the need for choice, the need for all of our child selves to be able to give consent or not. And to be empowered with being able to make those choices, being recognized. So I did a little time traveling, and I went back in time, deep within myself, and I imagined my dad holding me. And when my uncle approaches to meet me and I pull back, my dad notices that right away. And he says, "Oh, are you frightened? Daddy's here and no one will hurt you." And I speak up and I say, "I want mommy." And so he calls out, "Ginger, Gloria wants you. She needs you." And my mom comes in and I eagerly reach out for her and she hugs me and she holds me close. And instantaneously, I feel so safe and secure. And then she gently invites me to say hi to my uncle. And I'm able to turn and see him with new eyes. And I relax because I'm completely trusting in her love. And so the message I received from this experience here is that I am empowered with the energy of love and above. And anything's possible when I'm there. So I went back, and from that place then, allowing my child self to have that loving support that's tender and gracious and warm. And I let it just go all the way across my timeline, all the different versions of me. And I'm supported to know myself and to trust my intuition. I'm empowered to speak my truth with grace and trust, knowing I am supported by divine love at all times. And I focus my attention on that which serves my life. And I am motivated by my passion and purpose in life to build strong relationships of trust. So going back then to when I got that email, I recognized that what I was needing in that moment was trust. And also trust that I am safe and secure in this life. And so the quantum field of gratitude that's faith-based really supports my body. And so I rewrote that. I rewrote receiving that email. I receive it from my accountant, and as I read the tax report, I take a moment to give thanks for my accountant's support because I trust her. And I really appreciate her work in the world. And then I extend my gratitude to my faith-filled work in the world. I am so grateful that I am empowered to offer the services that I do and to build the relationships of trust that I'm able to build. And then I turn to focus on creating the content for my new courses coming up because I really enjoy them and they're going to be amazing. Oh, and when I did that, my whole story can change, and because I can have healthy boundaries within myself and with others, and I can take the time to relax and to recharge and to be rejuvenated. So setting authentic limits with myself and in my relationships with others, where am I going to focus my attention is one limit that I really like to take time with. And to remind myself of what am I saying yes to. When somebody asks me to do something and I may wish that I could do it, I can also take the time to check in with all of myself, to be in full choice and to honor what my choices really are. And then when I slow down like that, I'm able to be more present and fully here, so that I'm able to communicate with much more clarity and grace. And I have quick recall to remember what it is that I'm wanting to say. And the thing I really enjoyed was being able to slow down, to come back, to remember who I am and why I am here. And I'm inspired by that. And I'm so grateful to be able to share it with others too. So I ask myself to be willing to write a blog, to be able to share this truth, that when we're supporting others to be healthy and resilient and strong and self-connected, it's equally important that we're taking that time ourselves. And this week especially, I want to really, I just want to, I am empowered by the power of love and above. And a big part of that is to slow down, to be in the gratitude of the moment. If we start to feel uncomfortable, we can be grateful that we notice that, because that in itself is a call for us to come back to being who we really are. So where in your life are you being called to slow down, to come into your heart, and to remember what you're grateful for? Thanks for being on this journey with me today, healing you, and also for taking the time to express gratitude.